Today, I want to talk a little about our products. We've had a lot of information out there. We have a lot of products. I always say the good news about Yves Saint Bernard is we have a lot of products. The bad news is we have a lot of products. So one of the things we try to do is break it down to make it a lot more understandable. And so we put them into three core groups. We have our routine bathing, we have for dry, itchy skin, and then we have our therapies. Now, in addition to that, we have a lot of other auxiliary products for whitening, for pigment, for more severe type of skin issues. We can solve a lot of different issues, but let's stick to the core stuff and kind of understand that. And as you grow and progress, then you may add some of the different ones in there. Now, when we talk about routine bathing, that's where everything's normal. This is the thing that we do every single day. There is no skin issues. We may be a little dry, but not excessive on that. And this is what we would use for the everyday dog. So we'll start off with our traditional line. And our traditional line, as we talked about in the past in the videos and things like that, is based on short, medium, and long. So if we have a dog with short hair, we're going to use the lemon. The lemon has more of the oils in there. It's got about 30% more. So that's going to help in the protection of the dogs that have short hair. It's going to be able to repel water a lot better. It's going to protect that skin a lot better. Definitely a different concept than degreasing, which a lot of people want to do because of the extra oils. We want to put those oils back in there to protect. Now, the big group, or the medium-haired dogs, are going to be our banana. And this is designed so that it's got a lot of trace minerals and nutrients in there that are going to feed that coat. We're talking about double-coated breeds, so we actually need the most of the nutrients we can so we can get a nice, thick, double coat, healthy coat for protection. Then we go into our long coat, and as we get into the long coat, we need more hydration. So the long coat's green apple, and that's really designed to super hydrate, take care of that longer coat and some of the needs that we have. Now, a lot of people say, well, what if I like the smell of green apple better than I do lemon? Well, I appreciate that, but the reality is that product wasn't designed the same. They're going to have different purposes. So we try to stay with the purpose that we need. Because the question is, are you more worried about the smell for yourself, or are you more worried about the health of the dog? And it really should be about the health of the dog. Now, I realize that some people don't necessarily like the smell of individual ones because that's very much an individual choice. And that's where we have different lines and different products that you can use. So kind of the next step up, we call it our light spa, is our Fruit of the Groomer line. And it also is based on short, medium, and long. So a lot of people say, well, I'm just not a fan of maybe the banana or lemon. Okay, then we've got another option. Now, the Fruit of the Groomer line, the short hair is black cherry, the medium is pink grapefruit, and the long is passion fruit or maracuja. Now, a lot of these have Italian names because the products are made in Italy. So sometimes it gets confusing and sometimes we use them back and forth. Try not to, but just understand that there may be some variation. But we try to put both names on there if possible. When we talk about the Fruit of the Groomer line, you're going to find it's slightly more expensive, mainly because the conditioners are an upgrade on that. We definitely, they're more robust and they tend to do their job just that much better on that. The traditional line does fine, and I would say for the most part, if people pick and choose, it's usually smell, or they want just a little bit more out of the product, which you can get with the Fruit of the Groomer. Now, having said that, we also have luxury lines that can be used for routine. Now, for example, we have the Mineral Red. That is going to be our mainstay for our drier, itchy skin, but there's absolutely no reason we can't use it for a maintenance on that. The only real difference is when you get into the luxury lines, you're going to pay a little bit more. And so therefore you should be charging a little bit more. If you're going to add extra ingredients, you're going to add extra hydration, that you really should charge for it because there is going to be a cost difference on that. How much? you know, you're usually talking somewhere between $1, $1.50 more per bath on, I'm going to say, a 30-pound dog. So we can up the you know, $1 or $2 up to $5, you know, $10, whatever you decide to do, you can do that. Now, I always tell people the luxury line is a lot about marketing, because you can put on your board that you do Black Passion luxury line, and you're probably not going to get a lot of takers. You know, most people charge somewhere around $10, $15 extra. The way you want to sell this and allow people to understand what's there is to show them. So one of the things we do is, Mrs. Jones, it's Valentine's month, and I want to do something special for Fifi. So I'm going to charge you your normal price, but I'm going to do a Black Passion bath. Normally it's a $15 upgrade, but tell me what you think. You know, and it's real interesting when they try it. You know, they probably wouldn't have tried it on their own, but when you do it, expect this phone call sooner or later, and I hear it over and over again. I don't know what you did, and of course, naturally we panic. We think we're in trouble, so we did something wrong. And he said, I don't care what it costs, but I don't ever want you to stop. Because once they touch and feel and smell, they realize there is a difference. You know, I've heard some groomers say, wow, there's no difference in luxury line. Yes, there is if you get the right luxury line. Some of the product lines, they will charge a luxury price, but it's really no difference. But when you get, you know, argan oil in there, or you get the caviar, the omega-3s and the omega-6s in there, it makes a huge difference. So as we go through the luxury, Mineral Red really is designed for hydration. It's got a nice, pleasant smell. Realize that any of our smells are subtle. These are not perfumey. These are not things that are offensive. They're very subtle on that. And what you find is once you're done with the bath, you can stick your nose in there and you can smell it, but it's going to be very subtle. It's not going to be that grandma's perfume smell on that. So the Mineral Red, hydration, it's wonderful. Suzanne, if she could pick any one line to use across the board, this would be it, because it just solves so many problems on that, as well as it's just super hydrating and very luxurious. The next line we talk about is the caviar. And caviar was actually designed for the show ring. In fact, one of the things they have on that is the ring line. And what that was designed for is it has omega-3s, omega-6s. So any dog that has a heavy coat, it's absolutely amazing to. It's designed to enhance the coat. Now, we have Black Passion that has argan oil in it. Now, realize an oil being a little heavier, we're not going to necessarily use it on the same dogs. So Black Passion is more designed for the skin. In fact, if we have a hairless dog, we're going to recommend Black Passion with the argan oil used daily. We shampoo and condition about every 2 weeks, and then we use the argan oil daily to take care of those, because this really enhances the health of the skin. So when we look at the difference there, our caviar is more designed for medium and long-haired dogs. The Black Passion is designed for short and a lot of our medium dogs. But they're wonderful auxiliaries. Now, from a business standpoint, it's important to have different levels there. You know, a lot of times groomers want one size fits all on the price. Well, you're just cutting yourself short. If you're using a quality product, you need to charge for it. It's not for everybody, and by giving Mrs. Jones a chance to try it, she also has a chance to say, no, I don't want that. But here's a little secret that happened in one of the salons, is they decided to make a change, and it was time to raise their prices. So they raised their prices $5 on their routine baths. Now, one of the things with raising your prices, when you raise your prices, clients don't have a choice. You're basically saying, this is what I'm charging, and this is what you're going to have to pay. So one of the things that happens very commonly is people are going to grumble. Now, you have to understand that's just normal. I think the biggest problem is we focus in on the 1 or 2 that grumble versus the 10 or 15 that didn't say a word or are fine with the progress. But we focus in on the grumblers. And like I mentioned in one of the other videos, is I had a consultant tell me if 20% of your clients are not complaining, you're charging too little. For the simple reason 20% complain normally. And if you think about it, you always got those people that grumble about price. So anyways, they raised their prices $5. And then they did what I discussed about offering a luxury at $15 extra. They've told me that 30% of their clients went to the luxury line. So 30% of their clients, they had a $20 per bath increase. Would that change your bottom line? The cool part about it is they maybe grumbled about the $5, but they requested the $15 one. They're not going to complain about the $15 one because you didn't force it on it. You just gave them the option. And that's the beauty of being able to do that. So, all these are wonderful products. If you're looking for just routine stuff, this is going to be your cheapest price if you want to step it up here. If you want to be the high-end salons, this is where I'd be focusing on the overall. It's interesting, the Caviar, which is one of my favorites and one of the ones I use personally, is really not that much more expensive than some of the other lines there. But because it is a luxury, I still put it in that category that you should charge extra for it, just because it's so much better in the overall. So hopefully that helps, and we'll go through some of the other core lines here.